in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora. Wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. It is Saturday, the 10th of September, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. The program created to demonstrate palpably what can happen when Jamaicans at home join hands with Jamaicans abroad. Hello to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you've downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631-359-8281. 631-359-8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330-606-0953. 0330-606-0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM. And you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you do not have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. You don't need to have an account to access the Jamaican Diaspora live online streaming on YouTube. All you need is a smartphone or a tablet computer, a desktop, a laptop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection. And one way to test for not just connection, but connectivity is by opening a browser like Google Chrome, for example, and start typing the word YouTube. Before you can finish, the box will populate and you should see this video trending if you are doing that right now. We look forward to your usual participation from all over the globe. Keep those messages coming in as we continue to stream live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please share those messages with us and let us know where in the world you are. You can also send us your text messages and your WhatsApp messages, plus your voice notes, and you can even call us directly on WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. We encourage you as well, if you have questions, if you want to participate at any point, you can call 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Let's welcome those early birds who are already on, listening, tuned in, watching, and otherwise messaging us. Hello to Norman Hines in St. Thomas. He says, good morning, Dervan Malcolm and listeners all over the world. Good morning, Norman Hines. Joan Richardson is in Bermuda. Good morning, Mrs. Richardson. Good morning to your husband, Willard, your daughter Roxy, and your granddaughter Amira. Trusting all is well after the passage of Hurricane Earl, which did minimal damage. About 1,400 people were without electricity for a little while. And haven't seen an update from Mrs. Richardson yet to say whether power has been fully restored to those 1,400 households or entities. But I'm sure she'll give us those details eventually. But for those who were wondering what was happening or what had happened with respect to Hurricane Earl and Bermuda, well, the country got the all clear yesterday. It was that the Minister of National Security, Michael Weeks, updated the nation, and he said he hoped that all of Bermuda fared safe and well. And following the passage of Hurricane Earl, the Emergency Measures Organization, EMO, utility and work crews have done their assessments as it relates to their roadways. They've been given the all clear. Commuters and motorists can move about the island. However, the minister was encouraging extreme caution as Bermudians traveled on the roadways. Teams have also surveyed the bus routes to ensure safety before resuming public bus service, and they expect that the bus service will start shortly. I would imagine it's back in force and are back in service. Government buildings have also been assessed. They've been deemed safe also, and public services will be operating as normal. So that was the update. There was also an update with respect to the ferry service, and seems to be it seems to be back to its original position of service. So hello to the people of Bermuda. Happy you were able to ride out your storm. Not you. There was no direct impact, but from the the effects that the people of Bermuda felt at different times in terms of the rain and the winds and so on. But Earl is no longer a threat to Bermuda. So good morning to you again, Joan Richardson, and you have a great weekend as well. All the best. Beverline says, good morning, Sir D. Great Saturday morning. Hey, gas prices fall again. Gas up last evening at 1.35, as in $1.35 Canadian. And I heard the steel prices going down in Jamaica, now at $165 per ton. And then Beverline goes on to say in capital letters, sad. Condolences to the royal family as we share the loss of the Queen. May the Queen rest in peace, says Beverline. Stafford Grant says, good morning, my brother Dervan. Stay safe and keep the faith. Morning to you, Stafford Grant, and you do likewise. Thank you very much. Marklin White says, good morning. Good morning, Marklin White from Toronto, Canada. Good to have you on board. Ingrid Hall, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. And let's say hello as well to Jennifer Bird. Good morning, Jennifer Bird. Thank you very much for being one of the early birds on today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. Welcome, says Marklin White. Thank you very much, Marklin. No action on YouTube just yet. The YouTubers are not fully up. Just a couple of people on at the moment, but we're not seeing any messages from the YouTubers just yet. Always a pleasure listening to you, says Marklin White. You're very kind. Thank you very much. Good to have you on board. And all the very best to you. And it's been a very, very busy week A lot happening at home and abroad, not least of all in the UK. Early this morning, I was watching some of the developments, the transition from the deceased queen to the incoming king, her son. And it's amazing. Not surprising though. The the British are known for that in terms of the pomp and the ceremony and the military precision with which things are done and the timing. They don't play when it comes to time. If it's supposed to happen at 11 o'clock, as it was this morning, as in 11 o'clock UK time, which was 5 o'clock this morning, Jamaica time, that's exactly what happened. And we were watching that this morning. We're going to get some commentary on what has happened so far since the death of Queen Elizabeth II and related matters. But let's take a look at today's Gleaner. Another tragedy. Another tragedy. And this time it's another road, another motor vehicle tragedy. Triple tragedy is the headline of today's Gleaner. 3 relatives killed, 2 injured in frenetic dash to hospital to save mom. A bit of the story written by Hopeton Buckner of the Gleaner's Western Bureau says the agony gripping 58-year-old Delroy Thompson is causing him to ponder whether fate would have treated him differently had he been the one transporting his mother in a frantic effort to reach the hospital Thursday night after she suddenly fell ill. Thompson's mother and 2 brothers perished after the Nissan AD wagon in which they were traveling crashed along the AGS Coombs Highway in Montego Bay, St. James. Dead are 75-year-old mother Hazel Thompson and her sons, 54-year-old Barrington Thompson and a 56-year-old brother Cleveland Thompson. The grieving carpenter told the Gleaner on Friday that he was the one who was going to take her from their Unity Hall home to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in Mount Salem, but Barrington took on the task as his vehicle was being blocked by another. The deceased woman's younger son, O'Neill Thompson, and her granddaughter, 31-year-old Chance Williams, were injured in the crash and are now in hospital in serious condition. Condolences to the deceased. May their souls rest in peace and light perpetual shine on their faces. Also, and there's a picture of the ill-fated car in which 5 members of the Thompson family were traveling Thursday night when tragedy struck. Also on the front page, the pictures of Cleveland Thompson and his mother Hazel Thompson, as well as Barrington Thompson. Making the front page as well, King Charles III vows lifelong service in first address. And there's a picture of the televised speech of the new King Charles III as seen through the window of a pub as passers-by are reflected. Their images are reflected in London. And there's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:15 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 12:15 p.m. in London, England.
Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hypro Food Independence. Hypro Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hypro Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hypro Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we thank you for staying with us. We were giving you an indication of what's in the Gleaner today. Another picture on the front page, that of Prime Minister Andrew Holness greeting Jamaica College head boy Justin Campbell after being introduced at a town hall meeting on education held at the St. Andrew. They forgot the W in St. Andrew, at the St. Andrew based high school today, yesterday, as in Friday. And I'm just looking at the haircut of the head boy, and it's all right as far as I'm concerned. There are some schools that don't like the fade and so on, but the young man is obviously well groomed, and so no need for any controversy there. Government rolls out birth certificate drive is at one of the teasers on the front page. Also on the front page, exciting KC Calabar Manning Cup opener. Well, you know, when KC and Calabar get together, it generates a lot of excitement because it's a rivalry that's been going on for decades, and it continues. In fact, I made sure to wear my KC Calabar shirt, or should I call it a jersey? My KC Calabar jersey. I'm wearing it right now. So if you want to see it, you can log on to Facebook Live or on YouTube, and you can see the shirt. This I got as a gift. I did some voluntary work with and I still do, with the David Wagahunt Scholarship Foundation based in Washington, D.C., but with representatives both in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere in the diaspora and right here at home in Jamaica. David Wagahunt, for those who don't know, he attended Kingston College, and he successfully coached Calabar High School to Manning Cup victory. And so sadly, when he passed several years ago, his family members and friends, colleagues decided to start a foundation in his honor, and that the funds raised through that foundation would be put towards scholarships for students of both Kingston College and Calabar High School. And the work continues. It's been several years now, millions of dollars towards scholarships. So and they're equally distributed. So if they have funds for 12 scholarships, Kingston College students get 6 and Calabar students get the other 6. And by the way, this is a significant period for Calabar coming up on Monday, the 12th of September. Calabar High School will celebrate 110 years. 110 years since the official opening of Calabar High School in 1912, the 12th of September, 1912. 1912, I believe that's the same year that the Ward Theatre was built as well, 1912. And right, so that explains the so the rivalry continues. Big Manning Cup match. Now, not because the teams are seasoned teams and 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 are at the very top of their game, but because this is a KC Calabar clash, because both sides are actually, for the most part, relatively new, as opposed to seasoned teams with players who participated or competed last year and the year before, and maybe even the year before that. So that promises to be quite something. So I am ready for that because I'm wearing my Calabar KC shirt, or if you want to call it KC Calabar shirt, whatever. It's the David Wagahunt Scholarship Foundation branded shirt. Right. Hello to, who is this now? Uh, let's go down the line here. Oh, Marklin White says, God save the king. Thank you for your message. He says, Prince Charles is now His Majesty King Charles III. Indeed, that is so. And Violet White says, good morning, Dervan. Blessings to you and the listening audience. Good morning to you too, Violet White. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. Let's quickly go through the other stories. Lucy Mayer wants NWA out of Hanover, really? Citing what he deemed to be the poor performance of the National Works Agency, NWA, in Hanover, Lucy Mayer Sheridan Samuels on Thursday said he wants the state agency to be kicked out of the parish and its roles, responsibilities, and resources turned over to the municipal corporation. Samuels made the call during the monthly meeting of the Hanover Municipal Corporation, where councillors complained about the NWA's ineffectiveness in addressing the poor state of roads in the parish. So that's the front page of today's Gleaner. Let's turn the pages and see what else is happening so we can update Jamaicans at home and abroad and friends of Jamaica. Councillor raps JPS over broken streetlights after murder. A Manchester councillor has suggested that had streetlights in his division been speedily repaired by the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, gunmen would have possibly been deterred from killing a security guard at a gas station in Chudley on Tuesday. The deceased has been identified as Cadian Time of Hanson Run District in Christiana, Manchester. I wonder if those who have been firing at people at gas stations understand the inherent dangers. I wonder if people are, well, I guess they don't care. Because all it takes is for one of those bullets to hit, well, let me not even say it, but to go firing shots in a gas station. The very people who are firing those shots, they themselves could very well end up being blown away, literally and figuratively. My late mother used to say, when you're digging a ditch, dig two. For those who are out across this country engaged in evil, when you're digging a ditch, dig two. Uh, Juxtaposed beside the story of the counselor rapping JPS over broken streetlights is a picture of the Prime Minister, who seems to be holding court, presenting a copy of a birth certificate to Tavia Richards, guardian of Ashley Williams, during a ceremony to launch Operation Birthright at Jamaica House in St. Andrew on Friday. Looking on are Dr. Angela Brown Burke, who represented the opposition, Benjamin Roseth, modernization of state specialist at the Inter-American Development Bank, and Floyd Green, minister without portfolio in the office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for NIDS. And the story is government rules out birth certificate drive ahead of NIDS registration. And NIDS, of course, is the National Identification System. Garbage pileup breeds mosquitoes is another story in the Gleaner. Not just mosquitoes, but rodents. So the pileup breeds mosquitoes and rodents. And the picture is an awful one. Awful. Let's turn the pages. Let's see. Schools to combine classes to solve sixth form pathways program. Residents resort to roadblocks to stop drive-by attacks. Oh dear. Also making the news, teachers need not fear JTC bill penalties, says Campbell Rodriguez. That's Senator Natalie Campbell Rodriguez. Turning the pages, let's go to the Good Heart section of the Gleaner. More than 60 children benefit from Sarah's Children Back to School initiative. Very good. And look at these babies. A lot of promise and possibilities. More pictures of that back to school drive. ICWI JR2R Pink Run set to raise $5 million towards fight against breast cancer is another of the stories in today's Gleaner. Edinburgh to apologize for slavery links. City councillors unanimously accept all 10 recommendations of Sir Jeff's review. And guess which Sir Jeff that is? That's a Jamaican. We maybe need to ring him up and have a word with him. Well, he perhaps doesn't have the time. Maybe he's busy, but we'll see. So here's the story. Edinburgh, the Scottish capital, will apologize for its historical links to slavery and colonialism after it adopted a series of recommendations from a review it launched in 2020 and chaired by Jamaican professor and civil rights activist Sir Jeff Palmer. And Sir Jeff, well, he has done extraordinary work and is still doing extraordinary work in Scotland. We're trying to bring up some other information there, but extraordinary work he has been doing. So the story is that city councillors last week. Oh, let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
6:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 8:30 a.m. in Hamilton, Bermuda.
the Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Chad Ad Distributors are the island-wide distributors of the popular Maxxis tires, plus Sumitomo, Falcon, and Solidil. For batteries, Mayatsu, AC Delco, and for lubricants, it's Petro Canada. Visit us at 87 to 91 First Street, Newport West. Telephone 901-6612 or 383-4363. Chad Ad Distributors Limited, your place to retire. Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, you need to know. Shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we've been doing a review of the papers. And we welcome those of you who have just joined us. And thank you very much for making it the Jamaican Diaspora Live online here on Power 106 FM as we continue on the program. Let's go to, who is this now? Beverline, was it? No, not that one. Hold on. Let's go down the line here. Let's go down the line. Right. Yes, Beverline. Beverline says, wow, I wonder if the government cares about streetlights. Equal streetlight lessens crime, she says. Neriga Smart Morgan 7 says, greetings to you, Sir Malcolm, and listeners. A happy and blessed Saturday to you all. I'm just here to say, let us look out for one another, especially our children, especially the very small ones. They need our help and guidance. Let's guide them and help them, love them, and show them that we care for them. We are losing too many of our children from the other day. My heart is aching real hard. I cried when I saw what I cried when I saw what was happening to our children, especially the very small, innocent ones. Love always, from Neriga Morgan to the children. Indeed, we join you in echoing those sentiments, Neriga Morgan. Sheila Clark Wallace says, good morning, Sir Dervan. Blessings from New York. Good morning to you too, Sheila Clark Wallace, and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in New York. Thank you very much. Welcome to Asha Ash. She says, early start for you. It's gone midday in London. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for your message, Asha Ash. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much, and all the very best. All right, quickly, let's see if we can wrap up today's edition of What's in the Gleaner. Oh, yes, we were telling you the story. Edinburgh to apologize for slavery links, thanks to a Jamaican professor who we have had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing a few times, the man who saved the beer industry in the world. Yep, we've we've had him on a couple of times on this program. So the story is city councillors last week unanimously accepted all 10 recommendations from the Edinburgh Slavery and Colonialism Legacy Review Group, that statues and other parts of the city architecture celebrating people who made money from the suffering of others should be reframed in order to explain the consequences to the public and educate future generations. And we agree with this uh, from Sir Jeff Palmer. It makes sense. So it's not that you're changing history or trying to rewrite the history. What you're doing is making it plain. Yes, this individual might have done some good, but here is a list, or here's an indication of the negative actions of this same individual and its impact on the psyche of a people, of a nation, of a country, and obviously the there are other implications of that. So Sir Jeff Palmer is spot on. This review was set up in response to the Black Lives Matter movement after the death of George Floyd by police in the USA in May 2020. Sir Jeff said the council's decision to accept the full recommendations was very significant, and a civic apology was another move towards redress. He said, any apology, I beg your pardon, he said, an apology doesn't buy bread, but it gives another form of sustenance. It is about feeling that somebody has looked at something and recognized it was wrong. They are saying to you, the person offended, that they regret what has happened. Well done, Sir Jeff Palmer in Edinburgh. And below that, an entity we're going to be featuring later in the program. It's called Grocery List JA, which allows the ease of local shopping and delivery for members of the diaspora. That's coming up later on. Dr. Joyce Spence is featured as well, a passion for giving back to young scientists. Dr. Joyce Spence is the world's first female master blender. I think I'm getting that right. Yes, number one in the world, the first one in the world. It had to be Jamaica, right? Jamaica, Japan celebrate friendship linkages. Embassy in Tokyo marks the country's 60th independence anniversary. And there's a picture of harpist Miss Kotohira May playing uh, an instrument. Oh, the harp, of course. What else? And so that is that. Quickly, let's just run through the others. The world benefited from Queen Elizabeth is the letter of the day. The cartoon, let's see the images of, well, there's a sign that says Oppo, as in opposition, Oppo spokesperson's performance race. So it's the Oppo spokesperson's performance race. And on his mark is Peter Bunting. And a member of the public is playing the role of the starter with a gun in hand. And the starter supposedly says, or somebody says, "Mark, set, go." And the member of the public with the starter's gun says, "Bunting left in the blocks. Lisa gone. No pun intended." And there's the image of Lisa Hanna sprinting away. Chester to Hopewell Road needs urgent repairs. The editorial in today's Gleaner: philanthropy is alive and well. Indeed, it is. And this is reference being made to the what has happened over the past few days, when in fact it didn't take a few days, just 24 hours really. Within 24 hours, they were able to raise 40,000 US dollars to send 12-year-old burn victim Adriana Leng overseas for the critical medical care that she needs. We wish her well and look forward to her emerging successfully from the surgeries and other uh, operations that are being done now as we speak. So that's the subject of the editorial. Philanthropy is alive and well. Well, we're not surprised. There's an index. The Economist publishes a book every year. It's called The Economist Pocket World in Figures. And a few years ago, we usually get one every year. A few years ago, in one of these editions of The Economist Pocket World in Figures, Jamaica was pretty close to the top in terms of what was the area? The area of giving. It's called, I think, the Giving Index. And Jamaica was way up there on the Giving Index. That's an indication of who we really are. When we're really good, we are very good. But sadly, when we're bad, we are very bad. But we still have a lot to be proud of as a people, notwithstanding all that we continue to undergo and that we ourselves continue to do. Chester to Hopewell Road needs urgent repairs. We read that already, I believe. Make efforts to learn English is another letter to the editor. Well, if you don't want to be at a disadvantage, you might want to pay attention to that. And time for Jamaica to move on, writes Maria Mutijo. So those are the letters. OAS plays significant role for democracy in elections, writes Ronald Sanders. Down to Trump is Tony Dale's subject of interest today. And the Gleaner shares pictures of royal visits by the late Queen. And those pictures are plenty, quite a few of the pictures for those who wanted to see or would want to. You might very well see yourself in the pictures. You might be some of these children we're seeing here who were being greeted by the Queen. Some of those children might very well have grown up to become adults and would be able to recognize themselves right now. The sports section, exciting KC Calabar Manning Cup opener. Well, we previewed that already, and as I've indicated, I'm wearing my KC Calabar shirt or Calabar KC shirt, however you want to spin it, which is one of the symbols of the David Wagahunt Scholarship Foundation. Frenzy as Da Costa Cup returns with 81 rural teams is another sports story. The Queen's sporting fascination was racing. Downer wants to build MMA in Jamaica. Maybury Superstars Marlin tournament launched. And there are other stories. 10.5 clocking possible, says Fraser Price. The usual entertainment pages and the government procurement pages. That's what's in the Gleaner today.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 12:45 p.m. in London, England.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
Listen every Sunday to Indian Talent on Parade with Dr. Winston Coonan. Now with an extended time, 5 to 6 p.m. Join us and learn more about Indian culture and music. That's Indian Talent on Parade with Dr. Winston Coonan. Send us 5 to 6 p.m. right here on Power 106 FM. Wherever you go, shine. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we continue. We were trying to connect with Sir Jeff Palmer a short while ago, but Sir Jeff is unavailable. He well, the story that we shared earlier on, we wanted to hear from him to get a perspective. I mean, mind you, he was the one behind it, where Edinburgh is now looking to apologize for the wrongs done by some of those who are featured in the statues and commemorative plaques, etc. And so we were hoping to get a quick word from him, but he's not available at the moment. Professor Emeritus Sir Godfrey Palmer, OBECD, Scotland's first black professor and Jamaica's first honorary consul in Scotland. Well, perhaps another time we'll catch up with Sir Godfrey, and you would have to know the story to figure out why it is he's also referred to as Jeffrey and why he's called Jeff, etc. But such is the nature of this story. If you missed it, sorry you missed it. One of these days when we get Sir Jeff back on the program, he will remind us of how that unfolded, that situation with his name when that time comes. Hello to Inez Ayona Campbell. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Lynn E says, good morning, Dervan. Have a beautiful Saturday. And we wish you the same, Lynn E. Thank you very much for making it the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And we are, just a moment, please. Hello, Miss Simpson. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Now, I've been asked to publicize a series of events in the diaspora, which we're going to use the opportunity to do just about now. And the the idea is for those listening who may or may not be aware of what's happening where they are, that they are given the information which they will then use at the local level, since that is where they're residing, that's where they're living. So for example, there's a program that if you're, all right, we're going to come to that. All right, let's just give you a couple of these events that are coming up. The list is usually so long, sometimes we don't get to do it, but when we get the opportunity, we do it. So, for example, the American Friends of Jamaica is celebrating 40 years of service to Jamaica and Jamaicans. The American Friends of Jamaica is comprised of former U.S. ambassadors to Jamaica. Not sure how many countries in the world have that privilege to have former U.S. ambassadors to Jamaica. Instead of shaking the dust of Jamaica off their feet when their tour of duty ends, they actually dig in their heels, in a manner of speaking, to say we're not leaving. We might be relocating physically and going back home physically, but we remain committed to Jamaica. And so that association, the American Friends of Jamaica, AFJ, they're having their fundraiser, the 2022 Hummingbird Gala, or as they say in America, Gala. And they'll be honoring Sidella Marley, CEO, artist, and philanthropist. Entertainment will be provided by Steel Pulse and Max Glazer. Cocktails at 7, dinner at 8, and the gala ticket $650. That's US dollars, $650. After party ticket $150. Black tie is optional, and the fundraiser will be at the Plaza, Fifth Avenue, Central Park, South, New York, New York. And if you need more information, you can email events@theafj.org. Events@theafj.org. Proceeds will benefit Jamaican charities in education, healthcare, and economic development. And it's some serious money. I've attended a few of these of their grant ceremonies where they're handing out grants to representatives of non-government organizations engaged in the fields of education, healthcare, and economic development. So this is coming up in a couple of weeks. It's on the 23rd of, not a couple of weeks, that's, yeah, a couple of weeks. The 23rd of September, the 2022 Hummingbird Gala put on by the American Friends of Jamaica. They'll be honoring Sidella Marley this year. If you need more information, it will be in New York, the Plaza, Fifth Avenue, Central Park South, New York, New York. And tickets are already available. Proceeds will benefit Jamaican charities, and they have quite a number of sponsors. Their Hummingbird sponsors First Rock Group and Universal Music Group, as well as Island Music. and is also a part of that. There other also in that category, Ambassador Glenn Holden. In other words, in his own right, he is making that's a former ambassador as well. He is making a contribution to the event. He is a sponsor. Others, other sponsors: Kathleen and Mark Newman, Paula Campbell Roberts, and Ricardo Roberts. These are people who don't necessarily, if at all, have any connection to Jamaica other than through the former ambassadors or those who are former ambassadors themselves to Jamaica, and just being captivated by Jamaica and moved to help Jamaica, to serve Jamaica. Those in the patron category in terms of sponsorship: Primary Wave, the home of legends, CAA Brand Management, JetBlue, and Kathleen and Mark Newman. And in the friend category of the sponsorship, Quality and Grace Kennedy, as well as Sirius XM and Beverly's Home Healthcare Inc. Rosemary and Wes Thompson are also sponsors. And when this organization goes about raising funds, they don't play. Some serious fundraisers, and the generosity with which their friends, colleagues, neighbors, partners give, it's extraordinary. So much so that by the time they're ready for the grand ceremony here in Jamaica, we're talking millions of dollars being dispersed to non-government organizations to help in the areas of education, healthcare, and economic development. Well done, the American Friends of Jamaica, and we hope you'll have a successful 2022 Hummingbird Gala. After all, Jamaica and Jamaicans will benefit. Sidella Marley will be honored. Steel Pulse, haven't been privileged to see Steel Pulse in concert in many, many years. Many, many years. So that's one of the events. Another of the events coming up, the Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival. That's coming up. And get ready for that. That's one of the big events. I'm not sure. I think it's going to, I'm just trying to bring up the rest of the information. But that is definitely round the corner. So you can listen out for more information on that. The Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival. It's another well supported event and a promotion of Jamaican food, culture, heritage, all on show at the Grace Jamaican Jerk Festival. But we look forward to speaking with our good friend who for years, Eddie Edwards, continues to make his mark through that event. And we wish them all the very best. As we get ready to go to the break, I'd come back with our first guest on today's edition of the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online here on Power 106 FM. Let's clear a couple more messages. Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. Great Saturday morning, Dervan. Thanks for sharing your time with us yesterday. It was a pleasure. That's Gary McCook, Gary G. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you in the flesh and using the opportunity to go on camera as well. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1 p.m. in Manchester, England.
It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. It's onespotmedia.com. Watch your favorite local program or listen to your favorite radio station from anywhere in the world on your tablet, smartphone, or personal computer. Download the app now and keep up to date with your favorite local programs on TVJ. Check us out at onespotmedia.com. Follow us on Instagram, facebook.com/onespotmedia, and subscribe now. OneSpotMedia.com. Your health is key to your wealth. Suffering from muscle, joint, neck, back, and other pain? The Rehabilitation Institute of the Caribbean, providing medical care for function and performance in association with Winchester MRI, Jamaica's first choice for MR imaging. Immune Active Deck, a combination of key active ingredients designed to boost the body's natural defense. And Almighty Studios, a recording studio where they create worship music to praise, to worship, and to serve, presents Rehabilitation Now, a 30-minute feature on physical medicine and rehabilitation for people overcoming pain or dysfunction from injury or disease that affects muscles, tendons, nerves, and joints. Rehabilitation Now with host Alicia Taylor and rehabilitation physician Dr. Paula Dawson airs every Thursday, 5:30 to 6 p.m. on Power 106. Free your body from aches and pain with Rehabilitation Now. Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and we're delighted to be joined now by Deputy Chief Executive Officer at JN Bank UK, Paulette Simpson, CBE. Good day to you, Ms. Simpson. How are you?
I am fine. Thanks to Dervan, and thanks for speaking with me once again.
Good to have you on board. Can you give us a sense of the mood and general activities, events, ceremonies that have happened at least since today? Because we know that there was, well, I'll allow you to tell us about it.
All right. Well, as you can well imagine, the whole nation is mourning at this time, and people from diverse backgrounds have all been feeling a great sense of loss and a deep sense of sadness on the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. I think most people, well, I should say a significant amount, has been brought up having the Queen there as a person with stability, somebody who has had good leadership. And so there's a great sense of loss. A lot of events have been cancelled, so football matches have been cancelled. Anything of a celebratory nature has been cancelled. Indeed, I went to an award ceremony last night, and whilst they had it, they cancelled all the entertainment. So now, I'm at a church convention, and they too will be observing silence, etc. So it's a great moment of sadness. People have begun to descend on London already. Bed and breakfast hotels have all been booked. People from across the UK and across the world have been begun to filter in. There are people outside Buckingham Palace until very, 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 very late. So everybody is mourning. But what I said too is a great degree of support for King Charles III. And this morning he was officially proclaimed king by the Accession Council, and all the usual rituals are in place. So we are expecting there will not expecting there to be a bank holiday on the date of her burial, which has not been announced as yet. But it has been a very interesting time. I think a lot of people think it's a great sense of sorrow. Where you're a royalist or you're a Republican, everybody has been feeling a great sense of loss. For Prince Charles, I think a lot of people realize he's lost his mother. And for those of us who lost our mothers, you know what that sense is. So first it's his mother, and then, everybody has seen her as a mother figure for very many years. So it's very, very interesting. Persons I didn't even think would be grieving are grieving at this time.
Yes. And what can you tell us in terms of you mentioned people coming from all over, and uh, is it that there's a permanence in terms of the presence of people outside Buckingham Palace?
Yes, there is, and the flowers have begun to be laid. There's a lot of flowers. I think a very important moment yesterday was when King Charles III, and I keep referring to Prince. I too have to get it in my head.
Yes.
Prince Charles and his Queen Consort Camilla, they actually went outside Buckingham Palace and met people in a very intimate way. There weren't a lot of security there, or at least they weren't visible. And people from all nationality was there. He stopped, he shook hands, he spoke with them, and he's very much showing his connection with the people, which a lot of people who have welcome. And even people who were skeptical of him becoming king are now already, in such a short time frame, beginning to be won over and said, he will do his best for the time that he has to unite the country and to respect all.
Mhm. And there are, I can think of at least one Jamaican off the top of my head who has who had was close to the Queen while she served as chaplain to the Queen.
Oh yes, yes, indeed, indeed. Bishop Reverend Rose,
Hmm.
she was on television last night and she paid her tribute, and she is very much admired by the royal family and very much close to them and give them spiritual guidance. So I'm of no doubt that her role in terms of giving spiritual guidance will continue, dare I say. So, we are there supporting as best we can. What is significant, I don't know, you're probably aware of this. 2 weeks ago, Prince Charles, the then Prince Charles, actually gets edited the Voice newspaper, which is Britain's only black newspaper, of which
I'm
I'm the
sorry,
executive director. And
I keep forgetting to mention that when I introduce you. Executive
no,
Director,
that
yes.
is fine.
Yes.
That is fine. You get my main role.
Yes.
And that was historic.
No, but that
So
is
I'm glad
major.
he gets
Yes.
edited.
I think you
But
need
that
to
is
say that
major.
again. Yeah, I think you just go
Yes.
again.
So
Yes.
he gets edited
Hmm.
a copy of the Voice newspaper, which is Britain's longest and only national black newspaper. And we're celebrating 40 years this year. And we spoke and he agreed to get edit. And it for me and for many others, it really educated us in terms of the work that he's been doing, which is supporting what we've been campaigning on for many years: community cohesiveness, domestic abuse, youth employment, and youth opportunities, and a whole host of other important issues. And in fact, Mayor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, she too was involved in this editing voice. She was on the front with him. And what's so historic, he's never done it before. And he will never do it again. So it is indeed historic in many ways. So that's just one of the things that shows his commitment to the Caribbean community in the UK. And I can say, because it's common knowledge, that at the moment, alongside Reverend Rose, we are working on a project where he is actually, we're capturing the images and stories of people from the Windrush generation. So, and they're going to be painted, and the portraits are going to be a permanent part of royal collection and museums around the UK. So we found 10 persons who are over 90 were part of the Winners Generation, and we're actually his initiative to ensure that when you look at the walls of the National Gallery and other galleries around the country, you will see black people, you will see people from the Winners Generation, and what he's trying to do is to write them into the history of Britain, so their immense contribution will be there as a permanent record. So there are lots of projects and initiatives that are taking place, which are all positive and which
Yes.
we welcome greatly.
And next year is a significant year as far as Windrush is concerned, isn't it? It would mark the
Indeed.
75th
Yes,
anniversary. Hmm.
yes, you're spot on. And in fact, it's the 75th anniversary of the National Health Service, the 75th anniversary of Windrush, and it is King Charles III 75th birthday
Oh
this year
wow!
as well.
Look at that.
So there are and that's what he was gearing up towards, because that Windrush Portrait Initiative was his way of, acknowledging the 75th and aligning himself, being his birthday as well. So next year is going to be a very, very, very significant year, um, celebrating lots of things. And I dare say, as you all know, National Health Service was built by significant proportion of the Caribbean community. You know, we are the ones that held up the National Health Service. In fact, when lots of persons came over during the Windrush period, they joined the National Health Service. And I dare say there are lots of people listening in Jamaica and across the world who either themselves, their parents or grandparents, have been part of the National Health Service. So we're on a mission to make sure those things are written into British history, not only to acknowledge the people who are still alive, but also for future generations to understand the role they played in building modern Britain.
Mhm. And what can you tell us uh, with respect to how you're and I don't know if you it is the case where you have to maybe sign a non-disclosure agreement or something when you get that close to the royal family. But I just wondered if you could share with us a sense of how you've found, and I'm sure you've interacted with him before, how you
Yes.
how you've how you, inter, when the times that you have interacted with His Majesty, now His Majesty, then Prince Charles. What do you get? What kind of feeling? What kind of perception or general sense you get of how he feels, for example, in reference to editing or guest editing the 40-year-old Voice newspaper. What what has he
It,
said?
well, he did a letter, um, which was very profound. First of all, he sees it as a privilege to be allowed to do it. That's the first thing.
Mhm.
So he was saying, I'm pleased and I'm privileged that this this newspaper that has campaigned over the last 40 years for British people, so people of African, Caribbean, and mixed heritage but descent in the UK, it's campaigned, and for him to be given the privilege to work alongside us to produce a special edition, he found that a privilege. He thanked the community for their contribution. He recognized the struggles, and he thanked us for welcoming into the community, not only the Voice, but generally over the years. And he said, which I read a lot into, he thanked us for our candid expression of areas that we thought he could help us to improve. Now, it's very carefully worded.
Or hold on, can
So
we
I'm
come back to
not
the
going to use
careful
it.
wording? One moment, please. Let's come back to the careful wording of that letter from the then Prince Charles, now His Majesty King Charles. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes past 7 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1:15 p.m. in Birmingham, England.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher. In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go.
The Voice newspaper has been shining, as the song says, shining a light for about 40 years now, 40 years and counting. Paulette Simpson, CBE, and CBE is commander of the British Empire. That's a national honor. And she's the executive director of the Voice newspaper, as we said, celebrating 40 years. And she's also deputy chief executive officer of JN Bank UK. And she's been helping us to unpack all that's been happening, or as much of it as possible, in the UK since news broke of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. And now uh, it falls to her son, then Prince Charles, now King Charles III, to carry on. Paulette Simpson, you were on the verge of, you were explaining the letter that the voice you got from the then Prince Charles, who you invited, and he graciously accepted to guest edit uh, the Voice newspaper, and you were talking about how carefully crafted that letter was that you
Yes,
got.
indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you know, it's quite a long letter, but it actually says that he, after everything, for thanked us and acknowledged our struggles, and he acknowledged the Voice as being the paper that has given a voice to the community over the last 40 years. But he also said he appreciated and thanked us. And when I say us, I mean everybody, not the Voice in general, but everybody, for our candid expression to him over the years of areas that we wanted him to assist us with addressing. I am very careful with my wording.
Yes.
So he's very cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of work to be done in a lot of areas. A lot of our critics have been speaking about areas that he needed to do more on, and he acknowledged it. And he has been working in various areas, and he has been making a difference. And allow me to digress one moment.
Sure.
I know you all know about Rosestown in Jamaica.
Yes, indeed.
And he is working along with others. He has been supporting that community for many years through the Princess Foundation. And he recognized that And I know that the Princess Foundation will continue to support that community. And that's just one of the projects that is within us that we're probably not even aware of his initiative to support persons and to give young people an opportunity to do well through the foundation, through the Princess Trust.
Are you able to? Sorry, I was going to ask if you're able to say whether that was initiated on his on a visit to Jamaica.
Correct, it was. It was. I'm not quite sure of the date. It could be around 2005. He visited to Jamaica. That's when he decided to continue supporting that initiative. And as you know, it's a very important initiative.
Yes.
We look at actors such as, say, Idris Elba. And Idris was, in his young days, he needed some guidance. And when he decided he wanted to become an actor, and he didn't have the money, the £1,500 at the time, that was required for him to take up the place he was offered, it was the Princess Trust that assisted him, and many, many others. Not only in the UK, but in Ghana, in Barbados, they work in Jamaica. So there are initiatives that I said, and too numerous for me to mention, that he has worked on. There's a lot of work to be done there, to let's not kid ourselves, in terms of, racism, community cohesiveness.
In fact, there's a story in today's Gleaner, Edinburgh to apologize for slavery links, and guess who is at the heart of that? I'm sure you're aware. That's Sir Jeff Palmer.
Yes, I saw Sir Jeff a couple of weeks ago. And so they're individuals, and I am so proud they're prominent Jamaicans. Jeff Palmer being one of them, who's really working alongside some of the individuals to correct some of the historic wrongs.
Yeah.
And there are not all of us will be able to demonstrate and to be vocal about it. But as we sit around various tables, as we sit on various boards, we are doing our part to create change. And as I said when I was interviewed a few weeks ago, I said, it's very important that everybody sits around the table.
Mm-hmm.
Change, it won't come about if the persons who are affected stay in their corner and only campaign. That's important too. But we also need to galvanize support
and leverage our respective positions.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
In order to create change.
Yeah.
So as I sit here speaking to you, I'm very optimistic about the continuation of the work that started. I'm optimistic that our new king will be cognizant of what needs to be done in order to correct the wrong. And in fact, and I encourage persons to read his speech. He's made two speeches. One he made this morning when he was officially proclaimed king by the Accession Council, and he said he's humbled and he wants to serve people from whatever backgrounds or beliefs.
I think I might have heard that. Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He will endeavor to serve people from no matter your background or belief with the loyalty, respect, and love. Love is not really a word that's used very, very frequently in those settings. But he's very cognizant of the fact. He supported Nothing Hill Carnival. When they wanted to close Carnival down, he wrote letters. But of course, we don't know that because of how they work. So I'm very optimistic. But at this time, I have expressed my deep sorrow on him losing his mother. And, some of us stand ready to support where we can. Support an individual and a human being and support the process of change, which is not as swift as others would like it to be, but I'm optimistic that it will come.
Sorry, go ahead.
All of us here are willing to play our part.
Can you remind us how those of us who are not physically in the UK can read the Voice newspaper from where we are?
Well, the Voice newspaper is online. So it's the voiceonline.co.uk. And so once you go there, you can see what the Voice is doing. So www.voice-online.co.uk. Or if you just search the Voice newspaper UK, it will come up. And as I speak to you, and I've been speaking to others, I've had a few requests of people getting copies of the Voice in Jamaica. So I'm going to liaise with my head office to ensure that's possible, because people can actually subscribe. So I think I'll find a way for persons in Jamaica who are interested in getting the physical copy of the Voice, not only for our anniversary edition, that was in August, but also the special edition, and others to be able to access it. Because Dervan, as you know, it's important that we tell our stories with our voices through our eyes, and we document our lived experiences.
True.
And that leads me to say the Voice is actually, we published a book called 40 Years of
I need a copy. Where can I get one?
I know. It's going to hit the shelves on the 6th of October. I will ensure you get a copy, and I'll ensure that, on your program, some of the persons who have written the book, which are former editors, will speak to you about it, because it's the only place that has documented on a daily basis the lived experiences of Black persons in Britain over the last 40 years through their eyes and voices and their lived experience. And I've read it, and it is very revealing. The 80s was a very rough time for Black people here in the UK, and they fought and they campaigned and they made changes. One of the pages I saw the first 4 Black MPs. Diane Abbott, who is a Jamaican.
Yes.
Paul Botan, Bernie Grant, who is of Guyanese extraction, and Keith Vaz.
Yes.
And, in 2016 there was 9. And as you all may know, only this week, Liz Truss in our new cabinet for the Conservative government had 4 Black MPs at the highest level ever in our cabinet. The Chancellor of the Exchequer is a Black man. That's history in the making. And when our young people look at the TV, irrespective of which side you're on, that's not really important. They will see Black people in Britain in positions of power that will impact the whole nation. And that's inspirational, and that's very, very important.
Indeed. And as we wrap, so the general mood, naturally, somber,
Yes.
sobering, and but the outlook seems fairly good, if not good.
Yeah, I'm an eternal optimist, and just based on speeches, based on what has been happening, based on some of the plans for next year, which I'm confident will continue, I think we will have the struggles. We will have them. They're not going to disappear. They're going to be there, and we need to fight hard, and we need to campaign hard. But I think that we are being listened to, and there will be better days ahead. And of course, as you know, the next 6 months are going to be extremely difficult with the cost of living increases, with energy prices going up, with us keeping warm, and all of that. So the new government has a challenge, and of course, our new king will also have a challenge in taking the country through what we predict to be very, very difficult times. But at this time, we are all in a somber mood, and we're all mourning the passing of a figurehead, a leader in not only for Britain and the Commonwealth, but for the rest of the world. So it's a time in history in many ways. I encourage people to go online, listen to the radio. I've learned so much over the last
Me too.
3 days. I wasn't one that did British history. I was fortunate to do Caribbean history. I'm very proud of that. But now I'm really learning all the things that have to happen and the constitutional role of the monarchy. So it's very interesting time.
Indeed, it is. Paulette Simpson, we can't thank you enough for your time here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online today. Thank you so much. We look forward to getting a copy of the book. You say it should be available by the 6th of October,
Yes,
and
yes.
that's seven
And we're
days.
going to make it available in Jamaica as well.
For what it's worth, that's 7 days away from my birthday. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Um,
I will remember. I'll remember.
but looking forward to that.
I
Thank
hope to see you before then.
Definitely. Okay. Thank you so much, and
All
all
right,
the very
thank you
best.
so much. Yes, and all the best to everyone that's listening also.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Take care. That's Paulette Simpson. She's the executive director of the Voice newspaper, which is celebrating 40 years. And there's a book coming out, published by The Voice, happening as of the 6th, available as of the 6th of October. And a lot of observances to come next year as well, as far as Windrush and related matters are concerned. And just stay tuned and we'll keep you posted. Of course, as you also heard in our initial introduction of Paulette Simpson, she is also the Deputy Chief Executive Officer at JN Bank UK. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
7:31 here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. It's morning time here in Jamaica. 29 minutes to 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Worcestershire, England.
Jesus, oh Jesus, oh how I love to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious calling program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world.
And I got to bless them. And you need to do that, God, and I forward under the blood of Jesus.
The Prayer Line, a source of support and inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us. You shall live and declare the works of the Lord. Amen. You shall be a living testimony. You're on the Lord's side.
Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go, you need to know. Shine. Anything you want to be.
So the local one.
You give me shine. Oh, shine. Shine.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Good day to Earl Allen. He says, "Good morning, Ambassador Malcolm. It's been a long while I've not written to you, but something caught my eyes." Where's the message? Come back here. Something caught my eye this morning by one of the live chat by Chris. I think that's Beverly. Brother Dervan, you want to see Maxfield Avenue in the 7 p.m. time? It looked like, hold on. Let me see what he's saying here. Uh, it so he says you want to see Maxfield Avenue even in the 7 p.m. time, it looked like 3 a.m. in Bushes. Brother Dervan, big up to the people who reside in some parts of the Maxfield Avenue area, because you have delivery people who do their delivery in the early parts of the night, and no one troubled them. One thing with this government, they make companies like JPS and other utilities deal with the Jamaican public like, not sure what that is. Oh, I see what it is. Well, right, I get it. Right. Darkness produces vampires, and vampires produce atrocities. Big up yourself, Ambassador Malcolm. Keep representing us as best as you can. You're very kind. Thank you very much, Earl Allen. All the very best to you. Mikey Jarrett says, Saturday morning blessings and blessed love, my brother Dervan Malcolm from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you very much, Mikey Jarrett. Good to have you on board the Jamaican Diaspora live online here on Power 106 FM. We're going to see if we can find, and notice how we're putting it. We're going to see if we can find our next guest, because I thought his trip was a little shorter than this, tongue in cheek. But I suspect that he's having so much fun here in Jamaica that we might have an issue trying to remind him that he has to go back to the UK. That's because he's having so much fun here in Jamaica. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Making Connections Work. Mr. Rudy Page, hello. Good morning. How are you?
I'm not ready to go back to the UK yet.
Hold on, say that again.
I am not ready to go back.
Well, I figured as much. Jamaica tends to do that to all of us, even those of us who live here. There's a song that says, Stay a While with Me. Well, the title is Stay a While by Ernie Smith. I don't know if you know it, but it's a song, it says, Jamaica calling me, and I know I'm going to stay. So I guess that's the bug that bit you to the point where you're saying you're not ready to go back.
Exactly. In fact, this is the new working from home.
I love it. No, well said. Well said. In cricket, they would say shot of class.
Yes, in fact, I'm being serious. That's what I've been saying all week. I'm working from home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The online dialogues.
All right. So let's give our listeners an idea. Well, we don't want to take it for granted that the people who were listening to us when we did the previous interview are the same ones listening to us right now. So we want you to just lay the foundation for us in terms of the background to your work and your trip to Jamaica this time.
Okay, so very quickly, so what we've been doing as part of our support for Jamaica 60, we've used this opportunity for a program called Homeward Bound. And Homeward Bound here is about celebrating the work that we're doing with local communities through 2 or 3 programs. So one is Beacon of Hope, that's with the Augusttown Primary School and primary schools, and the Community Helpers Program. And we're focused on a mural that will be put up in Hermitage, Augusttown. We're also focused on a community development program that will link all our activities through a program called the Windrush Anchor Program. And interesting, as you've just been speaking to Paulette Simpson, the our approach to the Windrush activities for next year, the 75th anniversary, will be to have major festivals around the UK, but also to have one here in Jamaica on May the 23rd, which I believe is Labor Day, and that will be based at Augusttown Primary School and African Gardens Square. So if you know that local community there, Dervan, if you come out of Augusttown Primary School and you walk about 5 minutes, it takes you straight down into that square, which I believe was developed by the local community and inspired by Barry Shevans a few years ago. So all of that area will be the first Windrush Anchor Festival for 2023. It's a 3-year program, so it will take us through to 2025. So the first year, next year, is the building of the approach, which links in neatly to the Windrush 75. So that's what gives us the homeward bound link. And so there's lots of initiatives of that. And to celebrate all that, this evening we have a community event, and we're fully sold out now. We're full up, Dervan. And I'm really pleased. So members of the local communities and lots of people who've supported our activities will be there this evening, and so we hope to have a good time.
So what are the expectations going into that community meeting, and expectations coming out of that meeting?
Right. Like all expectations, if you make the effort and go step by step. So what I would say is the overall outcome from our activities are to inspire inclusive, peaceful, caring, and enterprising neighborhoods and local communities. That's the overall goal of all our activities, whether we're in the UK, or whether here in Jamaica, or whether we're in Ghana, or whether we're in South Africa. So the overall outcome, so that means there's a lot of mutual expectations, roles and responsibilities. You've got to make plans. You've got to, have the values of respect and inclusion, regardless of people's backgrounds or status. You have to build collaboration, trust, and cooperation. We have to utilize what we call the 21st century skills of collaboration, creativity, communication, critical thinking. We have to ensure young people are involved, because young people need somewhere to go. They need something to do. They need someone to show them how. We have to have linkages between education, between policy, between research, between delivery. These days we call it systems collaboration. So it's multi-layered and faceted, and there's no one only good outcome for everyone, just because it takes time building relationships, having those mutual expectations, and a certain amount of autonomy, for individuals, to do their own thing, but to be part of a team. And the best way I describe it these days, Dervan, and you remember when Jamaica had the best relay team in the world, going back to the London 2012 Olympics.
Yes.
And that, to me, that's the team, and that's about leadership. That's about servant leadership, because it's not just about an individual or an individual community. It's that whole team, that collaboration. And of course, you have the people who do the work that are unseen. So that's why I'm really pleased that we've been able to work with the principal at Augusttown.
Hold on. One moment. Let's come back and talk about that kind of collaboration with Augusttown Primary School principal. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 8 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4:45 a.m. in Anchorage, Alaska.
monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go.
Good morning to Dr. Trevor Dixon, the founder of Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad, helping Jamaicans at home. His day job is that of an emergency medicine physician at Jacoby Health Center in the Bronx in New York, Jacoby Medical Center in the Bronx in New York. Dr. Dixon says, good morning to the entire Jamaican diaspora. Great work on the part of Rudy Page and his team. Great vision. Thank you very much, Dr. Trevor Dixon, for your input. And Rudy Page has just posted the connection, the link to reach him and his organization, Making Connections Work. It's www.makingconnectionswork.com, makingconnectionswork.com. And just before we touch on that, uh, Rudy Page, going to the break, you were talking about the willingness of the principal of Augusttown Primary to get involved and to participate and to be a part of the initiative.
Yeah, thank you for that. So then we have the community leaders of Mama D, Dorothy Maitland, and Mr. Campbell from African Gardens. So the three principals. So the overall Windrush Anchor Festival is in partnership with African Gardens and Land Development. And as I said, the location goes from Augusttown Primary School, which is one of our what we call Beacon of Hope hubs, and that is actually co-chaired by Keisha Hale. And Beacon of Hope originally came out of working with Dr. Rupert Francis and also the team at the JCCF. So all these
Is that the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force?
Absolutely, yes, of course. Mm-hmm. So there's these linkages, and of course, the original inspiration as it related to Augusttown came from Dean Roden and all the work that he does with the Scouts as well. We also will have the Girl Guides Association involved as well. So all of these sort of communities on the ground, but they're all well served by what we call servant leaders, Dervan. Mm-hmm. So so every level there is that involvement and opportunity for collaboration. But in order to build this type of infrastructure, because it is based on collaboration, trust, and cooperation, you have to work out who are the servant leaders as well, and who can inspire the community to get involved. Yes. And that's what we've been able to establish with Augusttown. But also as well, it's important to have the academic institutions involved. So I'm really pleased that we're actually we have a roundtable today hosted at UE, just a short one at the Rex Nettlefoot Hall. So that gives us the academic foundation and linkage to the program activities, and of course the UE being a university township, which will mean over the next couple of years or so, we'll bring in all the communities around the area. So, and this still is a pilot, and as was pointed out a few days ago by you, is that I think you said there was 775 communities across Jamaica.
That's correct.
Right. So in the end, by having a pilot, there's no reason why this can't be replicated. And most importantly as well, the way we work, that over the next few months, we'll have regular meetings, which we call sharing the learning round tables. So always sharing the learnings with other communities, other leaders, because we're taking a holistic approach. So it includes health as well, healthy living and lifestyles. It includes economic development, and we're not trying to do everything. It's based on the collaboration between communities, and people will do the things that they need to do.
I see a message from Dr. Trevor Dixon of the Jaja Foundation. He's asking, is there a way for us to donate to the August Town project here from the US?
Absolutely, because we're working through all the diaspora links that we have, the UK, USA, and so definitely, so we can have a dialogue with Dr. Dixon on that, and it's going to be very easy to do, because part of this activity will be it's about focusing on community well-being. So actually that's a good point that it brings me to, because tomorrow morning there's a servant leadership for community well-being service at Love and Faith Ministries, Balmoral Avenue in Kingston, and we'll be focusing on community well-being. So that's physical, that's spiritual as well as the food that we eat as well, Dervan.
Yes.
That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
Another great thing, I must commend Mr. Campbell and Mama D for this, and a young banner sign maker from Hermitage called Rudolph, a namesake. We were talking about the stalls for the festival, and we started to talk about bamboo, that there was bamboo. Because if you think of sustainability, and we said, well, actually, it would make sense that all the stalls should be made from bamboo. So you get that knowledge and skills transfer in terms of young people, so experienced people who know how, carpenters, etc. But most important, is sustainable. It comes from within the community as well. So we're going to think about then is what kind of competitions can we have around sustainability, and thinking about the environment. So there's a Mario Bailey. He has a great flood prevention project linked to the impact of climate change. So there's going to be a lot of linkages with various people and their organizations. And then because the Windrush Anchor Festival, comes out of the UK, and, Paulette describes some of the situations that the community face. And I certainly know, growing up in England in the 1960s and 70s, that integration into the community,
mm-hmm.
into the community, that's where Homeward Bound comes from.
Yes.
About coming back, and not only that, being able to come back in the first place. So my parents' generation who left the Caribbean, their children and their children's children should be able to come back again.
Yeah.
So I think really important message for people to understand.
I've been looking at some of the pictures you've shared with us. You've been very busy.
Yeah.
How was that walk on the waterfront and the art art centric areas.
Oh yeah, that was very good. In fact, as we got to the waterfront, we actually found a place where they would tie a ship. Can you believe it? So where the
A
where
place where what they.
where a ship would be anchored.
Oh,
I can't
okay.
remember that. Basically,
Mm.
it's like a big silver ball,
Hmm.
and they would put
The rope
the ship the
around.
rope around
Hmm.
to hold the ship.
Hmm.
So yeah, that was very interesting, indeed. So that will be another big development in terms of how we link down from the waterfront, how we link that back to Augusttown, how we link that back to the UK, but most importantly as well, how we link it back to the USA as well. And this is going to take creativity. So as we know, creativity is the best way to solve all complex problems is to be creative, build a consensus, and then that consensus you can then translate into a workable plan. So we will be thinking about that and thinking about Dr. Dixon's question. I would It would be good, in fact, that as part of the Windrush Anchor Festival, within that we have a healthy living and lifestyles fair, because we already said that we wanted to focus on food, cuisine, healthy eating, improving the diets, because one of the challenges that we have, whether we're in the Caribbean or in the UK, is around diabetes, hypertension, prostate health, cancer prevention, all these things. And of course, these things are linked with stress as well. So how can we reduce stress? So I think we've got some great opportunities to have online forums as well as the physical event that will take place in next year. And as I said, it is the first one. So we'll be thinking about the layout and and the activities and the linkages with other communities, because there's no reason why at that time. And of course, being Labour Day, that's the other thing which is important to this, Dervan.
Hmm.
What we would be that this would actually be a great opportunity to help enhance the environment of the school as well as part of this project, because the school has certain needs as well. So
It's a lot of work.
yes, with the right team, it's not a lot of work, is it?
Hmm. Understood.
Yeah,
Right. And
yes.
so,
And,
sorry, go
I,
ahead.
I,
Hmm.
I mustn't forget to mention Diana McIntyre Pike,
Hmm.
and there's some of the great work that's done by Sergeant McAlpine, who's local to Augusttown. He helped really facilitate the meeting this evening. There's lots of names, but it's like, Dervan. You don't want to leave any name out once you start to mention
Once
names.
exactly,
But
you'll get into trouble.
exactly. But I must commend Mr. Campbell, Mamadi, and Miss Solomon at Augusttown Primary School, and Mamadi and Mr. Campbell from African Gardens, just because of, again, they're the anchors of the community, which is really important.
Yes.
And we're really building on that. So we're not doing anything new. And as I told somebody earlier on today, renewal is everlasting. So we can always look at how things were, but things can be renewed.
Yes. No question about that. Rudy Page, how just remind us how we can keep in touch with you and your work, those who are listening at home and abroad, and even those who'd like to make a contribution as put forward by Dr. Trevor Dixon a short while ago.
Right. So just to say, our Windrush Anchor Festival, in terms of the theme, is hope, strength, and belonging. And in fact, next year we will be having a major mental health program relating to all this as well. That's through my colleague Beresford Dawkins, again, a child of the Windrush generation, holding a senior role when it comes to community development and mental health systems. And
One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
8 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 3 p.m. in Cape Town, South Africa. Morning, how are you?
In tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora live online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Rudy Page, just about wrapping, and you know Rudy Page has a lot of irons in the fire, but he seems to be able to effectively deal with as many of them as possible as he continues to play his part in the development of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad, and even friends of Jamaica. Right, I'll allow you to complete what you were saying just before the break. You mentioned.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Just very quickly, so a mental health exchange program led by Beresford Dawkins. And again, it's about young people, that sense of belonging and the importance of exchange and bringing young people to Jamaica, supported by the Health Trust. That's Birmingham and Solihull Mental Health Trust. And of course, we will be linking up with Dr. Dorothy Garvey, regional psychiatrist here in Jamaica as well. So that work is to come. And in order to understand the Windrush Anchor Festival approach, if you go to, I put the link on your Facebook, but you just have to go to makingconnectionswork.com/Windrush Anchor, and it will actually there's a two hours live feed from the launch festival which took place last month on the 20th of August at Edmonton Green Shopping Centre, and that's in Enfield in North London, Dervan. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago or months ago now, we had a dialogue with Olveta Minis, and this was about the book that was being published called Windrush Voices. I don't know if you remember that dialogue we had. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it's basically, that's Enfield Caribbean Association. So again, there is that link in the neighbourhood in the UK, and with a direct link into the neighbourhoods here in Jamaica.
And so it should be.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's it.
Yeah. Well, we thank you very much for posting the link. So those who'd like to learn more, Rudy Page has posted the link, Windrush Anchor Festival Edmonton, and the Making Connections work link. You click on that and you're good to go in terms of getting further information. Also, Diana McIntyre Pike is online. She says, congrats, Rudy, for all you are doing with the Homeward Bound program and all the support you're giving us with community tourism when you created community economic tourism, which, where's the rest of the message? Which we have included with the country style villages as businesses development, and including us in the Augustown planned entrepreneurship training. Thank you very much for the message, Diana McIntyre Pike. Gray Shim says, good morning, Mr. Malcolm. This Saturday starts with extending sincere condolences to the royal family on the passing of a much beloved sovereign. People will not debate the breakaway from the Commonwealth. I feel it is perhaps the one thing that can keep people together with a sense of belonging and peace. I pray also for the swift recovery of my sister who had surgery. sunshine in paradise helps to keep good attitudes. Walk good. Thank you very much, Gresham, for your message, and we wish your sister a speedy recovery. Jennifer Stewart, good morning to you from Kencott Q Road in in East Central St. Andrew. Diana McIntyre Pike says Rudy is a network partner and collaborates with existing organizations, which allows him to do more, and we look forward to his continued support for community development with the Villages as Businesses program. Thank you very much, Rudy Page. It's been a pleasure. And which beach are you going to now?
If only.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care, and we'll talk again soon.
Good day.
All right. Bye bye. Rudy Page, the CEO of Making Connections Work. You can visit the website of the same name, Making Connections Work. The link is posted, so you can click on it and follow on from there, makingconnectionswork.com. In just a moment, we are going to feature an organization which is, in fact, featured in today's Gleaner. And let's bring up that information right now. It's a company that has demonstrated, mind you, their the service that they offer is not new, but of course they will tell us what is the distinguishing feature of the service or services that they offer. And it is one sure way to secure or to be secure in with the thought of parting with your money, so that instead of sending it directly to, with all due regard to family members, friends, colleagues, neighbors, but you want to enjoy a bit of a peace of mind. You don't want a situation where you send the money and it is used for other things as opposed to what it is meant for. And so that is how this this product, the difference that this service can make. And so in just a moment, we are going to speak with Jermaine Morgan. He is co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica. Grocery List Jamaica. That's the name of the organization, the company, Grocery List Jamaica. Make a note of it, listeners. It's an online platform that allows Jamaicans in the diaspora to purchase groceries for their families and friends in Jamaica and have these groceries delivered within hours. And as we said, the organization is featured in today's Gleaner as well. Story by Lester Hines. Grocery List JA allows ease of local shopping and delivery for diaspora. So, as we said, people in the diaspora can shop for their loved ones right here in Jamaica. Let's welcome Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica. Good morning, Jermaine Morgan. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Dervan. I usually hear this voice on the radio and I could say, Mommy, I've made it.
You're very kind. You're very kind.
I've made it, Mommy.
Well, Thank you so much for
Yes,
joining us,
yes,
Jermaine.
sir.
So, where in Jamaica do you identify with? Where do you call home?
Clarendon. Yes, definitely Clarendon. All the way, Lodge Green. That's between Sanguinetti, Crankfield, Grantham. That side. So I would say Spalding. Now I'm close to Edinallen. That's the high school that I went. Edinallen High School. So
Very good.
I'm actually yes.
And what was it at Edwin Allen that prepared you for the life you're now living and the goals you're now pursuing?
I would say it's the teaching, of course. We're in the country. It's a teaching, of course, and of course I think what really prepared me was there was a lot of teachers that saw potential in children, and because they're elderly, they say, you know what? Most of them are mom, and they're like, I see you have a potential, and I'm going to take care of you like a son because you're a smart guy, but you just need to go get some pinch up mobile. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yes, seriously, like yeah, I remember a teacher, Miss Bood. She would say, Jermaine, if you live with me, I give you some pinch, you see. But she was always supporting us, and
Yes.
I think that's something that really goes a long way that you can always remember that teachers out there did play a role in our life, and even though they were not home with us, they
Yes.
make sure that I had the opportunity to excel, and I'm grateful for that, definitely.
So, are you straddling two countries at the moment, Jamaica and America?
Well, I live in Florida here, but my heart is still back in Jamaica because um, they said when they say no better than yours.
That's
I have
right.
to I have to still have that, and I mean with grocery list and what we did, I can say definitely that it's a home. It's a home experience. It's a love for a home. It's a love for Jamaica. It's a love
So
for
that's the inspired.
Africa.
The
Yes,
service was inspired by that love for Jamaica and
yes,
Jamaicans. Yes.
yes,
Mhm.
definitely. That's a part of the interest there socially as well. So
So give us
yes.
a sense of your personal evolution. I mean, this didn't just happen. Grocery list didn't just happen. What did you do before? I mean, when you were finished at Edwin Allen, what happened thereafter?
Okay, great. So I was a promoter while I was a system admin.
Mhm.
So I usually keep events, right? So after I was at Ednalin for about 9 years, I was their system admin. Then I decided, you know what, I need to migrate because I just felt that I need to migrate.
Yes.
After I migrate, I came to Florida, and then being in Florida, it's the same experience like in Jamaica. The only thing is, I don't recommend anyone. If you're coming to the United States, please go to Archos for 8 months, do a skill-based course before you come to America because you're going to need it. So I came here and I started studying web design and marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And then from there, that is how now I created my company that does web design, especially I support a lot of the Jamaican businesses here as well. So that is how I came from heading on and come to Florida, start my business as a web developer, marketer, and then from there now ideas and inspiration keep popping up because again, as I said, the love for Jamaica boosts these inspiration, inspiring thoughts. How can we do this? How can we do that? And that's pretty much of what really took place in my life there.
How has it been setting up shop, so to speak, in Florida, doing business in Florida?
Doing business in Florida is not hard. I think the problem is it's always access to information. There's so much noise when you go on the internet to find about how to set up a business, etc. But once you read or you can find someone who's willing to give you the opportunity to start one, I mean, in 3 days you could start a business. That's how easy it is.
Oh,
Not hard.
good.
So still, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So now, without giving away any trade secrets, can we get an idea of how the mechanics of grocery list JA, how it actually works. Hold the line, please. Give us those details after the break, listeners. Our guest at this time is Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica, an online platform that allows Jamaicans in the diaspora to purchase groceries for their families and friends right here in Jamaica.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
8:15 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 1:15 p.m. in Bamako, Mali.
Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, hearing both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-9224-11225 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with David Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Wherever you go, in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora, wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud. Despite our challenges at home, you never give up on us. Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go,
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. We thank you very much for staying with us. Our guest is Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica, originally from what's the name of that place near Sanguinetti? You said near Spalding's, right? Yes, indeed, and went to Edwin Allen High School and finished school and worked at Edwin Allen for a couple of years. Was it?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Mhm. And now here you are, eventually migrated to Florida, and from there engaging in your own pursuit, which obviously is uh, your customers are benefiting from right now. So let's talk about the mechanics of Grocery List Jamaica. If you're just tuning in, the service we're featuring now is Grocery List Jamaica, which is operated by Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica, and he and his team making sure that you can use this online platform, which allows Jamaicans in the diaspora to purchase groceries for their family and friends in Jamaica. And these groceries are then delivered within hours. Talk us through the process, please, Jermaine Morgan.
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Dervan. So, as I said, Grocery List is an online platform, as you stated before, that allows persons in the diaspora. So, the way a grocery list works is simply this. You would go on our platform. And when you go on our platform, you would select your family's groceries, right? So we have an inventory on our platform with all Jamaican products. Our locations are island-wide, right? So you would shop from over 100. We have 150 stores on the platform that you can select from island-wide. So from Portland Leg all the way back to Montego Bay. Anywhere in Jamaica you want groceries to be delivered, right? Now, once you go on the platform, select those groceries, the next step is once you check out, the information is sent to a vetted personal shopper in Jamaica, right? These shoppers now will receive this order on their phone. They will see what your family want, and then they will go to the supermarket, shop with care, shop with love. Once they pack those items up, they say, okay, you know what? It's time to deliver this item if it's a delivery. If it's a pickup, your loved one will also come to the store and pick up those items from our personal shopper in Jamaica. So it is so beautiful that nothing that takes place happens outside of grocery list. If it's a pickup, you're going to a grocery list shopper. If it's a delivery, it's a grocery list shopper that's doing that.
It sounds very simple. That's it.
That's it. And the thing is that we do delivery in 2 hours. Our record that we have broken and grocery list is 45 minutes to do a shop and deliver in Jamaica.
And you're talking from Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point?
Yes. So you're talking about in every parishes, we have at least 10 stores on our platform. So right now, if you're in Kingston, we have all major stores there. If you're in Clarendon, all major stores. East, west, north, south. That is how we set up, and everything is powered by Jamaicans because it's a platform built for them, built by Jamaicans for Jamaicans.
Very, very impressive. And what, in terms of employment, generally speaking, about how many people are employed in your enterprise?
Perfect. So we're actually 500 plus persons employed on grocery list.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Woo.
Yes. Yes.
And these are all in Jamaica?
All in Jamaica.
That's impressive. You're
Yes.
contributing to bringing down the unemployment rate in Jamaica. 500, more than 500.
So it's a total of, I would say, at this part, I would say it's 500 plus, but it's a total of 700 plus, counting shoppers and delivery partners as well. So you're talking about the partners inclusive of the shoppers. And the most beautiful thing about grocery list, it is not limited to class. It's not limited to anything. If we have persons right now who are nurses working for us.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Firefighters, they just take their phone out. Okay, there's an order here. Let me go and do it. And we have actually seen that happen countless times.
So when did you officially start the business? When did you send out that, facilitate that very first experience of a customer on grocerylist.com?
It happened in May 21st of this year. That's when that was our first day, and that was our first order that was placed. First order was placed in St. Catherine that day when we launched grocery list.
Yes. And what has been the response when you check the numbers to see in terms of the interest? What has the interest been like ever since the word got out that, hey, there is a platform, an online platform that Jamaicans can benefit from, and it's called grocerylist.com?
Grocery list Jamaica, it was phenomenal. We had persons calling us from Canada, UK, all over the world saying, hey, we are celebrating with you guys because what you're doing, the fact that we're seeing that you're creating so many jobs and revenue and all these kind of stuff that's going to be establishing, it shows that there's power in the diaspora. It shows that Jamaica has quality, assurance, and skill sets. And also what we've seen is customers' review have been blowing the roof. Like persons would surprise their mom with groceries.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, persons surprise their mom with grocery, and their mom is like, "Who are you?" to our shoppers. They say, "Oh, mom, those groceries are for you."
And it's important though that those who operate, those who work under the umbrella of Grocery List JA, are as you said earlier on, they have been vetted, and therefore what should people look out for to confirm that, hey, this person is in fact from Grocery List?
The thing that we looked out for in terms of grocery list is, as always, we tell our shoppers, let me tell you this, we know that persons are unique in their own way, but we believe in quality, we believe in morality, we believe in good customer service. And I say to them, hey guys, when you put on that grocery shirt, you shop with love, you shop with care. And the most beautiful thing about it, Mr. Dervan, is this: When you hear the shopper tells us, hey, when I go to the supermarket, I'm looking for the best pumpkin. I'm looking for the best tomato, the best pine, the best, because they love the experience so much. So one thing we can tell our shoppers, to tell Jamaica, is this: we have one of the best vetted workers in the Highlands, because the process that they went to be trained, we also have our own knowledge-based academy. That means shoppers who from time to time probably need a little brush up, or to pack stuff, or to check out and to have, better communication skills, they can go on our knowledge base. The next thing is we also have leaders who are assigned from what do you call it, Middlesex Surrey level to a parish level to a group level. So at all times we're training our shoppers. Always, guys. And guess what? Customer service is what makes money. It's not the product.
That's right. Very well said. This is exciting. Hold on, a couple of messages now. Let's see what we have here. Just to clear a couple of messages. Joan in Bermuda is confirming that the power has been restored to the 1,400 people who lost power with the passage of Hurricane Earl. They weren't directly impacted, but the effects were felt. Dr. Trevor Dixon, emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York and founder of Jaja Foundation, Jamaicans Abroad Helping Jamaicans at Home, says, with regard to grocerylist.com, is this limited to groceries, or can you get back to school supplies such as books, pencils, and uniforms? Jeremy?
Well,
sorry.
The thing is, as we expand, at this moment it's limited to grocery. At this moment it's grocery, but our expansion is to include all of these for us. And again, if we have a very flexible system, if somebody comes online and they're like, hey, I'd love to have some books, we can fulfill these orders. But at this stage, we're just, focusing on grocery. As we go through operations, etc., we can have these. And these things can be done in 3 to 4 days. That's how simple it is.
I see. Andrea Peard says, big up Grocery List Jamaica. So maybe that's a big up of someone who has experienced Grocery List Jamaica. All right. So in terms of connecting, so all I would need is some kind of smart device to go online, or is there? Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, you can go to www.grocerylistjamaica.com. That's our website. Call to action. Another call to action is you can call us our WhatsApp at 321-326-6805. You can also download our app. Let me tell you something, Mr. Dervan, what's so beautiful. Our Grocery List app is the only app in the diaspora or anywhere in the world that allows you to shop anywhere in Jamaica and get groceries to your family in 2 hours. Anywhere in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very impressive.
Yes. So the Grocery List Jamaica, you can download the Grocery List Jamaican app from the Apple or the Google Play Store.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you go. Once you download the app, you will get updates. We send updates every now and then, deals with specials that we have and all the updates that you can get from our platform.
And what are the methods of payment? Strictly credit card?
Okay, so the method of payment is debit and credit card. Very secure. Mm-hmm. As I can say, our platform has blocked thousands of dollars in terms of
attempts at fraudulent activity. Oh,
yes, that is trying to attack us, and we love the platform because it shows that persons who are afraid of using their card online don't have to be worried about grocery list, because the payment gateway that we use is used by Amazon, it's used by Google, it's used by the best tech companies in the world. Mm-hmm. So we block any activities that looks like the system automatically block activities.
Any suspicious activity. Mm-hmm.
Dervan, if you take your card right now and you give somebody in the United States to use that card, and here in Jamaica, the system is going to block it.
Mm, I see. Yeah. Nice. Smart
Yeah.
technology. I'm also I'm at the on the website looking at the some of the supermarkets and grocery stores that are on your list. How do you determine? You enter into an arrangement with the operators of these grocery stores?
Yeah, perfectly well. So in
Oh, sorry. One moment, please. We need to take a break. One moment.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8:30 in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 4:30 p.m. in Kyiv, Ukraine.
Business leaders, this is it. Live to Lead, the #1 global leadership conference is back Friday, October 7, 2022 at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel. Get real leadership solutions to accelerate your business now. This is your chance to learn from the most powerful names in leadership. John C. Maxwell, Tim Elmore, Doris Kearns Goodwin, Dr. Christopher Tufton, and many more. Register and learn from the best. Get your tickets at livetoleadjamaica.com or call 876-438-1135. Live to Lead Jamaica is sponsored by RGR Media Group, Hyper Digital, Intentional Growth LLC, and Creative Brands and Concepts.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
That's after this. Jamaican creativity at work once again. Creativity, innovation. That's what we're learning as we speak with Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica, an online platform that allows Jamaicans in the diaspora to purchase groceries for their family and friends in Jamaica and have these groceries delivered within hours. And I was asking, going to the break, Jermaine Morgan, if you enter into particular arrangements with the operators of these supermarkets and grocery stores that we're seeing listed on your website.
Yeah, so definitely yes, we did. As we go along, the thing about Grocery List is that Grocery List was built so flexible, right? That we decided that to make Grocery List as what it is, we have to bond with partners in Jamaica to make sure that everything that we do also benefit not just ourselves, but also everyone included. So, for example, when you go into St. Thomas, we have June Supermarket, we have Classic Supermarket, and we have Kemlo Super, right? And these stores are all scattered across St. Thomas. And the beautiful thing about it is that at this stage, there is no charge for these partners. There is no fee that we charge them. All they do is receive orders from Grocery List as what the diaspora requires. So if you have families in St. Thomas, Clarendon, wherever you are, you'll still at these stores, and then they will see those Grocery List shoppers coming in. It has been an exciting run. I think one of the most exciting part was the fact that my business partner had to come down, which is Mr. Rory Richards. He had to fly down to Jamaica and actually did like an island tour, setting up these logistics to make sure that we offer the diaspora a seamless shopping experience for their loved one. We don't have to.
Speaking of no hassle, how about cost? For those who are listening and going, "Why that sound good?" But maybe it might be a whole heap of money.
No, not a whole heap of money, as a Jamaica loves to. Don't worry about that. But it's very affordable. It's like sending money to any remittance services in abroad, right? And the most beautiful thing about it is that this is it. You're not just shopping. You're not just shopping and putting a smile on your mom's face. Every person that shops on Grocery List creates a job.
That's
Every
important.
time you shop, if Dervan takes his phone and says, I'm going to buy some groceries, you are putting, as him said, put food on somebody's table.
True.
One of the most excited experience that we have had, Mr. Dervan, is this. We have 3 roles in groceries. We have a full service shopper, we have an in-store shopper, and we have a delivery guy. What if an order comes for delivery, right? The full service shopper is the one who is supposed to shop and deliver. But sometimes a full service shopper may not be in proximity. So what we did was, an in-store shopper will go inside the store, shop for the items, request delivery, then a delivery guy come and pick up. So one order that is placed provides job for 2 persons instantly.
Yeah. No, that's nation building.
Yes.
Definitely nation building. All right. So now, in terms of your hours, because you have some places that open 24 hours, for example. Are you there yet, or?
Okay, I'm laughing, It's like basically, it's like a 7-Eleven, right?
Yes.
Here's the thing, Mr. Dervan.
Yeah.
Our platform is open at all times to take orders because we have been seeing a lot of Airbnb usage on our platform. So, yes, and that's very good for tourism as well. So we have been seeing a lot of, because I mean, as we said, we provide professionalism and persons have been referring orders. So the thing about ours is we are open 9 a.m., right? That's central. And we actually close at 9 p.m. central. The beautiful thing is we believe in good customer service, and we're willing to take whatever avenue at this stage right now to make sure customers' queries are answered. We have great help centers, but also, even if you come online and you want a query, you can still send us a message and someone behind this team will respond to you by email very, very flawlessly in that experience. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Very good. And in terms, so at the moment, as you've said, your primary area is groceries, but you are not averse to, if push comes to shove, making an adjustment according to how things unfold.
No, okay, no, not because the thing is about it is one of the beautiful thing about it is what makes groceries excited is that you're in a first world country creating a bridge for your home country, and the challenges that we faced it was like a sweet and sour chicken that you're having, right?
Yes.
So the beautiful thing is the system is very scalable to the most extreme level. So we can be adaptive to any environment, anytime, anywhere. That is the flexibility of groceries. And that is why we created a platform for the people. Because remember, not everybody in Jamaica have data service, but we build the platform so beautiful that it can be adapted in any scenario at any time.
And so it should be. We want to congratulate you. This is very impressive. You and your team, the tremendous work you've been doing so far. And once again, just remind us, those of us who want to experience Grocery List Jamaica, what's that website again?
It's Grocery List. That's GROCERYLIST Jamaica.com. You can find us on IG at Grocery List Jamaica. Follow us. You can download our app from the App Store, Grocery List Jamaica. You can find us on Facebook at Grocery List JA. And if you want to send us a WhatsApp or call us, our call to action is 321-326-6805. And you'll find all the information that you need. And guess what? I answer calls to Mr. Dervan. Most times calls comes in, I call them, they're like, who's this Jermaine? Are they excited? I'm like, wow, I'm a superstar now. I'm a superstar now, I'm not kidding. But it's very humbling for me.
Yes.
One thing I need to say, though, I tell our shoppers, hey, we're a Christian-based organization, very strong in our faith, and we see the need. One of the beautiful things about groceries is we strongly believe in supporting food security.
Yes.
And most of what we're doing is to build brand Jamaica. So I'm calling every brand out there that knows themselves, that knows the importance of the Jamaican people. Before you make that first sale to where you're at now, I'm calling out to all brands in Jamaica to get on board, because this is going to create something important for the people of Jamaica. I'm in the diaspora. I see the news. I do not try to get depressed by these news, but our aim is to make sure that Jamaica remains in what? In fellowship, in beauty for one another.
Yes.
And I want to return back home one day to retire, and I want to make sure when I come back, I can drink my coffee tea and look right out there and smiling.
That's
because
right.
we made an impact. So we're calling all brands in Jamaica to get on board with Grocery List.
The message is clear. Grocery List JA or Grocery List Jamaica, grocerylistjamaica.com. That's the website. Check it out. It's happening. Shop from abroad for your loved ones right here in Jamaica. They'll pick out all parishes. From as the late Tony Lang used to say, from Negril Point to Morant Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. It's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. I see more big ups coming in for you as usual. Andrea Peart says, I won't be going to supermarkets anymore thanks to Grocery List. And she says, Jermaine, big up always. You know her?
Yes, Miss Andrea Peart. She saw me at an event and she said, come here, give me a hug. I said, what? I'm getting 3 hugs now? And she's like, and she's like, I'm so happy for this. I get chills when I think about this. And one of her main concerns was like, Jermaine, don't forget about the kids back home.
Yes.
Kids need help. The family do not forget. And she's very supportive. And I would say, also big up to the diaspora.
Yes.
The Country General, Alan Cunningham, all of the Dr. Rupert, Lester Hines, all of the persons in the diaspora. They have been very instrumental to this. And I want to congratulate them a lot for what they're doing. Dr. Rosemary, all of those persons have been very instrumental to where Grocery is at right now, because they see the vision and we want to bring it across the island.
Excellent. I see a call coming in from one of our regular listeners in Oslo, Norway. That's June in Norway. Hi, Miss June. How are you?
How are you, my sweetie pie?
I am fine, thanks. You wanted to comment on this service, Grocery List Jamaica, or you are just calling to say hi? Go ahead.
I said, I miss you.
Well, you're on now, and I'm on.
Yeah, but love you. I miss you.
Yes.
I have a lot of things to say to you.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna say it on the air.
All right. So we'll talk off air then.
Hello?
We will talk off air. I'll call you back and we talk off air.
No. Let me talk with you too before me go.
All right. Go ahead.
How are you doing?
I am fine, thanks. And you?
Yeah, same for me. I miss you.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you're able to connect with me now, so you don't need to miss me anymore. We're both on.
Okay, so me gone then. Me go sleep.
What time is it in Norway now?
What time is it in Norway? It's 3, 4 o'clock. 3:15.
Or is it 2:45? 2:45 in the morning.
In the evening.
In the evening?
On your chat. Okay. Let me husband help me. Wait a little bit. Well,
So,
it's 15 minutes to 4 in the evening in Norway. All right?
or 15 minutes to 4 o'clock in the evening in
Yeah.
Norway. Right. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right, John, coming back.
Okay.
Dervan,
Yes.
you saw me an idiot.
No. Maybe because you were sleeping or resting. Hold on a moment. We need to take a break. One moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
15 minutes to 9 o'clock in the morning here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica, which means it's 3:45 p.m. in Oslo, Norway. Huh?
in tribute to Jamaicans in the diaspora. Wherever you go, you shine. You make us proud, despite our challenges.
Or I could just do it from this.
Our sincere thanks. Wherever you go.
Hello?
You need to know.
Hello?
Anything you want to be. You give me hope. Shine. Oh, shine. Shine.
Try WhatsApp or Messenger.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online on Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Oh, we need to wrap our conversation with Jermaine. Yes. Yes. Well, we once again want to congratulate you and thank you for all that you've been doing, and just really wish you all the success that life has to offer. And we look forward to speaking with you again at some point in the very near future.
Very near. I see a lot of interaction, more interaction coming up. But again, I want to thank you, Mr. Dervan, for this opportunity. As I said, we never actually imagined that would have actually been a show at this moment. But I want to thank you again for what you're doing. I watch your program from time to time when I have the time to. But continue doing what you're doing, and it's a voice for the diaspora. That's all I can say.
Thank you very much.
It's a voice for the diaspora.
Humbled by your kind comments. Thanks a lot, Jermaine Morgan. All the very best to you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Jermaine Morgan, co-founder of Grocery List Jamaica, speaking with us about this online platform that allows Jamaicans in the diaspora to purchase groceries for their families and friends in Jamaica. June in Norway. Well, we thought we're going back to her. I think she's finished with us. We'll talk off air. Miss June, all the best. And changing gear now, we are going to speak with Mr. Garfield Gary G. McCook. You know him as Gary G. A lot of you listening out there. And but his birth certificate says Garfield, apparently. Garfield Gary G. McCook of the Jamaica International. Okay, I knew this would happen. Let me see now. Let me get it right. It's very important to get it right. So it is the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. I wonder if I got that right. Mr. McCook, did I get it? Oh, hold up. Close enough, eh? Great. Thank you.
On point.
On point. Thank you very much. And thank you for your patience as you waited in the wings to join us. Could you? I hate to sound like an immigration officer, but for the benefit of our listeners who didn't hear our last interview, what's the purpose of your visit, sir?
Well, the purpose that I mentioned is I'm doing a reverse psychology visit, meaning that there are folks still in the diaspora that are not aware of JIIFSC. So I thought it would be fitting to visit Jamaica, be on a program like yours and others, because a lot of us in the diaspora still love Jamaica and tune into yours and the Miss Kitties of the world every day. So with that reverse psychology, the word would get back to the diaspora using that medium.
I see. And what has the experience been like this trip coming home?
It has been great. I had we gave our first scholarship. One of the things that JIIFSC said they would do is give a scholarship to a high school here in Jamaica to help the young ones who have that inkling of singing to go forward and maybe one day be a festival song winner here in Jamaica or in the diaspora. So we handed out the first scholarship on Wednesday to Old Harbor High was the recipient of that scholarship on Wednesday, and then it was my pleasure yesterday to meet with your minister of culture. So I had the privilege to meet with your minister of culture yesterday. Had a great conversation with her and her assistant Lenny Salmon. So it's been going good. It's been going good so far.
Yes, indeed. And for the benefit of those unfamiliar with the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition, who perhaps
Yes.
would like to try their hand at it, so to speak, more like their voice, though, try their voice at it.
Yes.
What do they need to know, and what do they need to do?
First you have to be a Jamaican living in the diaspora or of Jamaican descent, meaning folks who have moved there years ago, like myself, 35 years ago. My kids could enter because they are of Jamaican descent. So we did that so we would not compete with the local competition during the independence season, but instead complement it.
I love that.
Entries open.
Complement
Yes,
as opposed to compete. Yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
correct. That's
That makes
correct.
sense. Right.
Yes.
And so the process, how do they find you online? Where do they go?
They go to JIIFSC.com, or they can go to Linktree, LINKTREE /JIIFSC. That has all our platforms, our Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and everything. And there they can get a historical view of what we have been doing and what we intend to do.
Yeah. And what can you tell us in terms of partnerships and collaborations now, as in those that are already established, and perhaps the others that you're looking to broker as time goes on?
Okay, well, first and foremost, MCW Network and Fresh FM London. Rudy Page is our pioneer on the European circuit, who has been doing a great job of promoting GIFs. The winning song for this year, Irie, is being played on Fresh FM London for 1 year. And Rudy Page is actually here in Jamaica. We have other
Yes, he was on earlier on. We had him on earlier on.
Yes. Right. So JN Money has partnered with us in the diaspora. You have Cool Runnings Restaurant run by Parry Hines has partnered with us. Axim Records has also partnered with us. Marie Ramsey Realty has partnered with us. Georgia Dream Homes Realty has partnered with us. Stylesboro Personal Care Home has partnered with us. But we're looking for more corporate sponsors this year because it's a good thing we're doing, but we need good funds to help us continue.
Yeah, and well, we want to encourage support for the Jamaica International Independence. Don't tell me. Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition as you continue. How many? It's what? It's been what? Just about a year or two now?
Yeah, we just did our second staging. Last year we had 20 entrants from around the world: England, Germany, Australia, Canada, and the US. This year we had 19 again from US, Canada, and the UK. And the winning song last year was Certified Yardie. This year it's Irie, 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 sang by Goddison out of New York.
And what are the rewards, or is there a main reward for winning this Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition?
Well, the first place winner walks away with 8,000 US plus a trophy.
Hold on,
Second place,
hold on. Slow down. What did you just say? How much US?
8,000 US
Whoa,
plus a trophy for the first place winner.
that's a healthy prize.
Yes, second place winner walks away with 4,000 plus a trophy, and the third place walks away with $1,000. And we were able, Dervan, to make connections or make an arrangement that our winner will perform annually at the Atlanta Jamaica Association Ball, one of the biggest balls that we have for our independence in the diaspora. So,
and the last one, the last one was very successful. The Jamaican Association Atlanta must be sitting pretty, literally and figuratively. Lisa Hanna was the drawing card at their event, and it's sold out.
Yes, I had the pleasure of meeting Lisa also and getting my good photo up.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, look, so remind us, when do you start accepting entries for next year's Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition?
Well, entries will be open on February 1st and run through May 31st. We actually have some spillovers from last year who have been submitting entries already because they're so anxious to be on that international stage and showing what they can showcase for the island we so love, Jamaica.
Yes. And speaking of Jamaica, how much more time do you have left here before you head back?
I will leave on Tuesday. The rest of my time is going to be spent with Rudy Page with MCW Network, talking about Homeward Bound. So this afternoon, I'll be one of his speakers at the commissioner's, I think it's a commissioner's, let me get it right.
The police commissioner's office, the boardroom, the boardroom at the police commissioner's office.
Yes. So you're please invite all your fans out there, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. this afternoon, Commissioner's Office Conference Room. I'll be one of the speakers on the Homeward Bound Creativity Show, brought to us by none other than Rudy Page from MCW Network.
Well, looks like the word got out and they heard you were coming. I hear it's almost no more room in the inn at this stage in terms of confirmations for places.
That's correct. Looking forward to see all our Jamaican brethren and sisters.
Yes, I'm too wishing that all goes well and that we will have some really very life-changing and enlightening outcomes. So we look forward to those.
Thanks for your support as always, Dervan.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. So have you been to the beach, or are you going to the beach anytime soon?
Yes, beach is on for tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow, Sunday, I travel to Spalding, actually to do a recording of a song that should be released soon. So I'm going to be going to Spalding tomorrow to do recordings there. So I'll be there, and then from there, the beach is next.
All right. And if you can't go to the beach, then you can go to the river, right? And catch Janga.
There you go. Get out the good old times of catching Janga. You almost made me say something else.
Well, on that gleeful note, we're going to leave it here for now. Garfield, Gary G. McCook, thank you so much for your work and all the very best, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks again, Dervan. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's Garfield, Gary G. McCook. the organizer of the Jamaica International, I'm going to get it, Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. There we go. Thank you very much. Look at the time. Thank you to Chandel Forbes and Celie Spinock for doing technical and production duties behind the scenes. Thanks to you, thanks to all our guests. Thanks to you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, for making it the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. All things being well, the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online returns next Saturday. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Have a safe and peaceful weekend.
Power 106 FM just presented the Jamaican Diaspora live on live. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 9 o'clock.
Power 106.
We'll work until it's time to stop. Go back, 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 back. Looking through the morning dew, oh, smoky mountains, nothing new. Lead them to the mountain top. We'll work until it's time to stop. Oh, that you're mine, you're mine, you're walking on sunshine. I got to tell you that you're doing fine, walking on sunshine. I got to tell you that you're doing fine, walking on sunshine. That's right, get there. Everybody to the sun, 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 living is a perfect plan. But you know what feeling love can bring. All said when you're floating through your cloud. Baby, I could just shout too loud, oh baby. You're mine, you're walking on sunshine. I got to tell you that you're doing fine, walking on sunshine. I got to tell you that you're doing fine, walking on sunshine. That's right, get there. Everybody to the sun, that's right, get there. Everybody to the sun, that's right, get there. Everybody to the sun, that's right, get there. Everybody to the sun. Bye.